Hello everybody! Today is gonna be a great day. I have my Knives Out sweater on. We're good to go. Hi, my name is Maya. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are returning. Today we are going to be talking about movies to watch to put you in that fall spirit. What is a fall spirit? Well, I guess technically it's a ghost, but I was thinking more like festivities, coffee, hot chocolate, what else is pumpkins. Pumpkins are very fallish, if I do say so myself. But yeah, let's just dive right into it. TV shows and movies are some of my very favorite things besides books, so I'm hoping that these recommendations will put you in a lovely, cozy, festive fall spirit. My first film recommendation is The Dead Poets Society, which is pretty much the fall movie. It takes place at a boarding school in Vermont. The leaves are like an artificial shade of scarlet. It's great. Their uniforms are top-notch. Warning though, it's very depressing. I went into it not knowing it was going to be depressing, so I was watching it and having the time of my life. It was so fun. It's about literature and seizing the day, and it's so inspirational and autumnal, and yeah, it's very sad. So keep that in mind.
Language was developed for one endeavor, and that is
to communicate.
no, to woo women. Mr. Keating.
My next fall recommendation comes with the Robin Williams train that we have started. That is Good Will Hunting. I also think this is a pretty autumnal movie. It takes place at a university. The main character pretty much is working as a janitor, but he's incredibly smart, and this is really a movie just about having him grow as a character, not only emotionally, but also in terms of understanding that he has a ton of potential and should really capitalize on it to the best of his ability and to the best of his wishes. Will is played by Matt Damon, and his mentor is portrayed by Robin Williams, and I love Robin Williams, so really anything he's in I'll recommend, but this one definitely has an autumnal feeling to it. It's quite hopeful and inspirational. The color scheme is wonderful, and yeah, I would really highly recommend this movie.
Sean, if the professor calls about that job, just tell him, sorry. I had to go see about a girl. Will.
Son of a bitch. He stole my line.
My next movie is also technically a TV show. That is Anne of Green Gables. I like the older one. I know there have been 7 different versions of Anne of Green Gables, so I'll put a clip of the one I like here.
Anne Shirley. What in the heck are you doing?
Fishing for lake trout.
But I would recommend you either watch the movie or watch Anne with an E on Netflix. And the costumes are definitely super amazing, vintage. I don't just watch it for the clothes. No, I don't. I love the friendships, and I love Anne and Gilbert, and I love Marilla and Matthew, and it's just a good time on Green Gables and Avonlea.
Carrots.
I'm talking to you!
You just did.
I really hope I can go to Canada someday. I might go sooner than later, depending on what happens in November. Vote! If you can vote, please, please, please. My next recommendation is also going to be a TV show, and that is The Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is a lot of fun. It follows a mother-daughter duo, Rory and Lorelai, backwards. Lorelai's the mom, Rory's the... What am I even saying? Lorelai's the mom, Rory is the daughter. They live in a fictional town in Connecticut. It's beautiful. They have autumn festivals. They have 24-hour dance-offs. They're always having takeout, even though they talk about how they're financially tight, and it doesn't make sense. But you go along with it because the Thai food looks really good. It follows Rory all throughout her high school career and Lorelai as she grows as a businesswoman, and it follows both of their relationships, not only with each other and with their family, but also with people in their lives, whether that be a friend or a love interest. It's just a really cozy show. There's a coffee shop in it called Luke's, It's great.
Girl, you're like a pop-up book from hell.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. Have I seen this yet? No. But in choir, my teacher played us Midtown. They're a barbershop quartet. Maybe not a quartet. There might be more than 4 people. I don't know. But they're a barbershop group. And they just released an album that's entirely Halloween or spooky music. And they did a lot of covers from The Nightmare Before Christmas. They were phenomenal. Here's an example.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
And because of their performance, I'm really excited to watch this movie. I believe it's claymation. It's Tim Burton, and I've been told that it is a movie that perfectly encompasses the distance between Halloween and the holiday season. So if you're feeling up to that, then fire away. My next recommendation is a film, and it is specifically To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. That's the author. I don't remember who directed it, but it was a different director than the second movie, because the second movie I did not like, but the first movie was great. I think that for the rest of my life, I will associate autumn time with school, because obviously it's back to school season, getting your pencils sharpened, you're buying papers, it's a very exciting time. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before really genuinely does a really beautiful job of capturing that essence. I think some other movies could be The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Absolutely, please watch that. Love, Simon, maybe. There's just a whole variety. What wouldn't I recommend, you ask? Well, I wouldn't recommend Swiped. That sucked. Continuing on that rom-com train, I would recommend you watch a rom-com starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, because they do good rom-coms. My favorite is You Got Mail. It's like a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but they have bookshops and they're in New York in the fall. It's just wonderful. But I also really do enjoy Sleepless in Seattle. It's a little creepy, modern day to watch, but when you put that aside, when you put aside the stalkery nature of Meg Ryan's character, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. Little Women by Greta Gerwig. How did you not think I was going to recommend that?
It's a timeless story.
People keep going back to it throughout their lives. We're going to see things differently now.
The stories stay with us and keep wanting to be repeated.
Apple Mark, pick a mark. Charlie Mark, Mark.
I've seen a lot of YouTube videos talking about how Little Women didn't deserve to win the Oscar for costumes, and from a historical perspective, I agree, but at the same time, I really liked the costumes, so they made me happy. There are a lot of, knits, and I like those. I like those. Speaking of knits, Knives Out.
Come on, I've been waiting for that my whole life!
Stop it!
I can handle myself!
Stop it!
I can handle it!
Oh my God.
You gotta do this more often.
Apparently there was this whole trend of wearing your Knives Out sweater. I didn't know that was a thing, but of course it was, because Chris Evans. I love Knives Out. Not only is it a really fun spin on the traditional whodunit or murder mystery, but the acting was phenomenal, and I loved the mystery itself. It was so well set up. Rian Johnson redeemed himself. I love Ana de Armas. I love Chris Evans. He's great. I just loved everyone in this cast. It's hilarious. It made me laugh. Also, we just did a mini unit on Ana de Armas in my Spanish class, and fun fact, in her first audition in LA, she didn't speak a word of English, but she auditioned for a character that only spoke in English. So for the audition, she went in and just phonetically did the audition. She just read English phonetic. Isn't that incredible? I would be too terrified. That auditions are scary. Pride and Prejudice is my final recommendation. I love Pride and Prejudice. It's so lovely. It's hilarious. Jane Austen, it was so witty.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently.
If I were a fictional character, I think I might just be Elizabeth Bennet. I mean, we both love to walk and love to read, and reading is a personality trait. I will not be told otherwise. Those are all of my recommendations, but here's what I will be watching hopefully for the first time this autumn, because there are a lot of movies I haven't seen yet. The first of which is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I know this is about a fox. I don't know anything else. I think my dad tried to show it to me when I was little, and I was terrified for some reason, so hopefully I won't be too scared this time. It looks like a fun, fun-loving movie. I really need to watch Election with Reese Witherspoon. When I was younger, I would only audition with the monologue from Election with like Henry David Thoreau. I don't even remember anything except it was about Henry David Thoreau. In fact, let's look up that monologue, shall we? Tracy Flick monologue. Gotta get the spotlight ready. That is flattering. That's spooky. That looks kind of spooky. I could be sitting by a fire if I make it flicker. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Poet Henry David Thoreau once wrote,
"I cannot make my days longer, so I strive to make them better."
With this election, we here at Carver also have an opportunity to make our high school days better. But I can say that my years of experience on the student council have taught me the 3 most important attributes the president needs to possess: commitment, qualifications, and experience. I'll add one more: caring. I care about Carver, and I care about each and every one of you, and together we can make a difference. When you cast your vote for Tracy Flick next week, you won't just be voting for me. You'll be voting for yourself and for every other student. Our days won't be any longer, but they can sure be better. Thank you. So I guess she wasn't running for student council. I guess it was like president of student council, class president, something like that. I guess I'll find out when I finally get around to watching the movie. That is all for today, everyone. I hope you got some good recommendations, and I hope you enjoy these movies. I would be really interested if you have recommendations for more diverse films that surround kind of an autumnal vibe or theme, because quite frankly, I haven't seen any, and I seriously doubt that's because there aren't any of them. I think that I just have not been exposed to them. So if you have any recommendations for fall movies, especially if they're diverse, I would really love to hear them. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you are doing well. Until then, bye-bye.